Hello, everyone, and welcome to this webinar organized by Doxity in partnership with L'Idem Creative Arts School. My name is Carolina, nice to meet you all, and I'll be your host for today's event on behalf of Doxity. I see here that the first people are already starting to join in. We are going to wait a few minutes before starting to allow everyone to connect. And in the meantime, feel free to say hi in our chat here in Zoom, and please tell us where you're from since we are very curious. First of all, I want to thank everyone for joining us and thank our panelists for being here with us today. I want to introduce you all to Pablo Garcia, coordinator of this digital design, Albert Cobacho, manager of admissions, and we also have with us a student, Nicola Petreschi, that will give us his testimonials for the living life in L'Idem. Welcome, it's a pleasure to have you here. And together with them, we're going to discover a high-level digital design program in Barcelona and the opportunities that this program offers. You will also hear something more about the life in L'Idem, and the student will give you an inside point of view of what it means studying at the university. You also have the possibility to interact with our speakers and ask them questions. And talking about that, I'd like to remind you that after the presentation, we will have a Q&A session where you'll be able to ask direct questions to the panelists. So don't be shy and just type all of your questions in the Q&A section here in Zoom, and we'll go through them at the end of the webinar. Also, for those of you interested in receiving a certificate of attendance by Doxity for this free masterclass, stay tuned because we will post a link to get the certificate at the end of the session. So I think that we are able to start now. Welcome to those who just joined us. And without further ado, I'm now leaving the floor to the panelists for their presentation. I see you later and enjoy.
Hello, everybody. Pablo's here. I'm not sure if we are waiting a little bit more for some more people. We have 14 right now, and so if you're happy to start, shall we wait a little bit more, Carolina?
As you like, if you want to start maybe introducing something about the university so that people have time to connect, and then you can start with presentation.
Okay. As Carolina said, my name is Pablo, and I'm the academic coordinator for digital design curriculum, which is one of the two areas we have in our campus in Barcelona. L'Idem Creative Arts School is a French school of creative arts, and we have a campus in France and another campus in Spain, in Barcelona, precisely. I guess you all are interested in knowing about our curriculum and understanding more about what digital design is and what it means to be a digital designer. So we have prepared a little presentation for you, and then we will have the chance of answering some of your questions for you to be sure what you're facing. Most important thing to clarify this time is please do not leave this webinar without knowing and asking all what you want to know about our curriculum and how it is living in Barcelona, studying in Barcelona in our school. So to introduce you a little bit Barcelona and the vibes we experience studying at school and living in this beautiful city, I will share with you a little video, and while we wait for some more people to join us. Well, that is a little video we use normally to promote our school in terms of advertising. But now I will explain you a little bit more about the curriculum more specifically. So you give me 1 second and I share my screen. All right. Hope everybody can see the presentation. Otherwise, you let me know. All right. Diseño Digital Internacional in Spanish, what we call digital design, international digital design. Our curriculum is completely in English and it's an international degree. We have students from all over the world, different countries, different cultures, different cultural backgrounds. What it means that the environment studying at school is very nutritive for not only for the professional skills, also human skills, right? Digital design in our school means that you are studying in a school with 25 years old of trajectory of experience. And we have, as I said before, two campus. One is in Perpignan, France, and the other one is in Barcelona, Spain. This curriculum is held in Barcelona, where we study for 3 years, the curriculum of digital design. To introduce a little bit and talking about specifically digital design, I would like to start with these shots of probably very famous movies you might know, like Star Wars, Back to the Future, E.T., and these are mainly from the 80s, where the movies were like very focused on sci-fi and new technologies and everything. And you might remember also in the 80s appear all the electronics devices for music. And if you watch these movies, the video clips for music video clips, you might find all this imaginated future in those years. Incredibly, after 30 or 40 years now from that, we have a lot of new inventions and developments in terms of technology. We still don't have the skateboard to fly over the water like Martin McFly in Back to the Future, but we do have artificial intelligence, like computers almost behaving like a human being and developing like very complex tasks. So I guess one of your questions might be, if I dedicate my time, my profession to design, how do I know that artificial intelligence is not gonna replace me and I'm gonna be out of the workforce? Well, we will discuss this later on. If you just write down future in Google, you will find images like this one. So at some point, we are facing a moment in time that is approaching to those imagined worlds in the 80s, right? Like I can imagine these shoes might be Martin McFly shoes. And so why I'm talking about all this, if I like graphic design, why I'm talking about the future? Well, because in the future, the most demanded profession, like it is today, is designers. Why? Because first, we should know what means design. Design is a way of thinking. Design is projecting the universe as we understand how it's organized. Of course, you have the reference of being graphic designer, or maybe industrial designer, or landscape designer, or whatever kind of area within design professions. But in the end, designing is a way of thinking. It's a way of organizing. It's a way of solving problems. It's a way of understanding the problems and the users, and understanding what my client problems are and what are the tools and what is the best way to solve all these problems. Problems are mainly around communication. This means how I sell my products or services. This means advertising, how I program a strategy of communicating my company values, my brand, my products, or how I can develop an application to navigate through my service, right? Also international side for us. Why? Because we understand that in the future, this process called globalization is gonna be even more massive. That means that the world and the background of the culture of the world is becoming more and more homogeneous. Nowadays, a lot of people, majority, got a phone, so they can connect to YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. So all these social networks that spread the trends, what we call trends. So a lot of people are consuming right now kind of the same content, which means that we are becoming more homogeneous in terms of cultural behavior and cultural understanding. So we value fashion kind of in the same way. You mentioned this 50 years ago was very different. You might travel to China or travel to I don't know, South America, and you would find a different way of dressing, very different ways of cooking. So in the end, what is happening now is that you might travel the world and you will find people kind of looking the same in terms of how they dress and how they behave, the interest, the music they are listening now. So for that reason, English is the most spread language and the preferred language to do business and international relationships. So we develop our curriculum completely in English. Why? Because our profile of former students means that you, being international digital designer, you might work in whatever place in the world, in whatever country, in whatever kind of company or project. Why? Because your skills are around being designer and completely in English, professional English. So 10 reasons. Sorry, I got the wrong presentation. I mean, it's the right one, but it's not in English. It's in Spanish. But I think there's no problem because I translate for you. 10 reasons that makes us different. Firstly, 25 years of experience. I think a school that keeps 25 years teaching this creative art is something to keep in mind and understanding why we're still here. Secondly, academic formula, competitive and of excellence. We are, and I have to be honest from the very beginning, we are very, very exigent school. It's not an impossible school, it's not an impossible curriculum to do, but we demand the maximum effort and commitment. Third, we are connected with the industry. We have a network of lot of companies in the field of creative arts, visual communication, design, advertising, marketing, animation, and all these companies collaborate with us in real cases, like developing real projects, having our students as interns, and we got the feedback from them, and we update our curriculum every year with the feedback of these companies. What happens nowadays? What we consider graphic designer, the old graphic designer, companies nowadays need this from these designers. Also, not only the skills in graphic design or visual communication design, they also need competences, skills in UX UI, marketing, digital marketing, advertising, project management, motion graphics, and all what you can imagine around this kind of project. For instance, doing photo and video shooting and processes like that. So number 4 is modelo educativo dynamic educational model. That means that we are not following the traditional way of teaching in classes. We cross this with a lot of real projects or project crossing different subjects, or collaborating with companies, working outside of school with brands, and always developing new and very stimulative projects. Sorry, I had here. Number 5 is formación personalizada, personalized development. This means that we are small groups, no more than 13 or 15 students per course. And what we do is we focus in every single process of each student. I personally follow all my students because I'm also the tutor of the courses. And well, Nicola will tell you a little bit about, but when I miss you for 2-3 days, I call you, I check what is going on, and from school, we try to help with your accommodation, with your paperwork when you're here, with your visas and everything. The idea is you to have support as long you are far away from your country, from your home, from your family, and you are in Barcelona, new city, new school, new people, new friends. We try to give you all the support for you to be comfort in our school and in Barcelona. Number 6, very important. This is double degree. This means that studying with us after 3 years, of course, with us, you are gonna get a double degree. That means that is French and European. French because as explained, our school is French, which is probably the country number 1 in Europe in animation, and one of the first in terms of design. So you will have high bachelor's degree level 6. This means that you are in the European community. So getting this degree with us means that you can have mobility to whatever country in Europe. If you study and you get an official degree like L'Idem's degree, you get this official degree. That means that you are able to keep studying in whatever country in the European community in a level 7. That means a master degree, right? So you are studying with us higher studies, level 6 is like university level, and then you pass to level 7. So to clarify and resuming, studying with us means getting an official European degree that puts you in the educational system of Europe, and then you can keep going studying level 7 or level 8 if you want to go for a doctorship, or you will see. Number 7, profesores 100% activos. This means 100% active professors. This means that all our professors work in their professional fields. Let's say they dedicate more time to their professional field than teaching. Every professor at school teaches between 3 and 6 hours, no more than that, because the rest of the time they dedicate their time to do their professional field. For instance, our professor of advertising is a very, very good professional of advertising in a very important company in Barcelona. All our professors are also from all over the world, from different countries, and all are well experienced and well traveled people. I can talk about whatever of my professor, but they are not here, so they will tell you when you are here with us. But I can tell my story. I've been traveling for 5 years. I visited more than 40 different countries, being a designer and working as a freelancer, designing while traveling. As me, the rest of the professors are the same. They have traveled a lot. They have worked in different countries. They speak several languages. All our students here speak like 2, 3, 4 different languages. So it's a very, very cool vibe and experience to be here at school in this international vibe. So this is the point number 8, international experience. Number 9 is our installation or facilities. We have our school placed in an old print house in Barcelona. Is an industrial shed of with very modern classroom, all glass and natural light from sun. And number 10, and it's a point that I already said, is the multicultural environment. This is one of the best things in our curriculum. So let me explain a little bit what we do at school. As I said, we have the background of our curriculum is, of course, design, or more specifically, visual communication design. What you know, like the old graphic design. That is something that nowadays is a kind of an old definition for a visual designer. And our curriculum is divided in different areas and different aspects. But for us, I will resume this sketch here in something that is quite important to understand. One is technical skills, all the subjects you are gonna study, all the software you are gonna use, all the practices you will have in companies and everything. And then we have the professional skills or the professional area. That is understanding what it means working professionally, working in companies, working in teams, stuff like how to present projects, how to prepare your curriculum, how to prepare your reel or your portfolio, how to present yourself, how to propose projects. That is not specifically how good you are on your skills. It is about how you behave in the professional world, something that we understand very well because of the feedback of the company we have. So we prepare you not only in the technical skills, but also in the professional skills. So second and third year, you are doing internships in company. That means that after 3 years studying with us, you're gonna get not only the degree, European degree, also you're gonna be ready to start working in whatever place in the world, in whatever company, in whatever project. We have in this curriculum 100% of insertion in the workforce. That means that every single student that have studied with us, they are working right now as professional in the field of design. So the technical skills are divided in what we can consider graphic design or visual communication design, where you study the classic subjects you need to know, like design history, typography, editorial design. So all these subjects around what is the theoretical background of visual communication. Then you have all the part of in motion graphics, which means that you are not only design visual communication, you are also animating visual communication, 2D and 3D, advertising, and digital marketing, UX, UI, and projects. I will develop this a little bit. And now I will try to go faster. Oh, I'm receiving some question. Okay, I will answer this question at the end. Please be patient. We will answer all your questions later on, but you keep doing your question. But I will start anyway with answering one of these questions that is about the English level. As long you can understand what I'm saying now, you're fine. So you can start with us. So that's not a problem. If you have an intermediate level of English and you are able to have a conversation or understand what I say right now, that means that you are ready to start. Do not worry about that. After 2 months with us, being with your classmates that all are trying the new skills, not only design, also in English, you will develop your English. Imagine speaking English 6 hours a day, 5 days a week for 3 years. So when you finish, your English is fluent and flawless, all right? So let me go back to this very quickly. We have 3 years. First level, initiation level. This means understanding the basics, the theoretical background, the fundamentals of design. What is design? Why we think and we try and we project like designers. Understanding and using and developing your skills on managing the softwares. When you study with us, the school will provide you with the Adobe package licenses and all the software you need, plus all the software from Microsoft, because we use a Microsoft Teams education as our platform is completely digital. So all the studies, all the materials you receive this digitally and you deliver your projects digitally. You have direct communication with professors, with direction, with me, I'm the coordinator, with your classmate, everything in Microsoft Teams education, plus your software, Adobe completely full for you for developing Illustrator, Photoshop, After Effects, InDesign, all the professionals, professional softwares. Second year, we are talking about developing systems. We understand not only how to produce different pieces of different communication, we start thinking systematically how we put all this together to make sense with our production. And level 3 is gonna be systems of system. This is when you really manage the design understanding in a way that you can be a manager, a project manager of whatever kind of design project, advertising project, or marketing project, or communication strategy. You can be involved in whatever kind of this project. Why? Because being a digital designer means that you are going to be a designer able to work in different projects all the time. Why? Because this is what the companies are asking to us. A designer able to do photo and video, but also understanding UX, UI, and developing an interface for an application or a website, or being part of the thinking, the brainstorming of the naming of a product or a brand, or the communication strategy. So all this you are going to be able to do being digital designer. So let's review a little bit and quickly, because I don't want to take much time. UX UI. UX UI means user experience, user interface. You are designing the experience of the user. You are designing the interface that the user uses to communicate him, her with the product, with the brand, with the service you're offering. So this means you can develop the interface in an application, in a website, like digitally, but also you could develop, for instance, the user experience of a person coming to a fair and being in front of a booth, right? And or imagine getting into a Nike shop. Okay, so you get into the Nike shop and you will find products and you will find customer service. So all these are planned and designed by a person. This person is a designer. So, and the designer is the person who understands the user and design for this user to have the best experience of the interfaces. Photography, we do campaigns, we use cameras, we do makeup, we do the production, the storyboard, and everything to do photography and video. Also packaging, so we are not only designing 2D, we are designing 3D, because we are designing spaces, we are designing objects like packaging, for instance. Graphic design, of course, is our base, is understanding the way of thinking of a visual communicator. Then we can develop strategies, when we can develop the user experience, but first of all is understanding how the global culture understands communication, and what happens if I use a typography or another, what happens if I use a color of another. This is understanding graphic design, visual communication design, to jump into digital design. Motion graphics, so this means animation, not only graphic design, is also animating this graphic design or visual design in 2D or 3D. We also do video. So we do video, we do motion graphics, we do 3D animation. You have some examples here of what we develop. All what you are seeing right now are our students' projects, right? All these projects are done by our students in our curriculum, in this same curriculum I'm explaining right now. These are 3D modeling, 3D designing, but more than using the tool to develop an object and modeling the object, think about designing the object. Think about designing how a user uses this object or this space, how a person would navigate through these spaces. All this is what a designer does. Outdoor real case projects, we normally travel, and 3 weeks ago we just came back from Canary Islands. I don't know if you know Canary Islands. Canary Islands are islands that belong to Spain in the Atlantic Ocean and pretty close to Marrakesh, Africa. So it's a beautiful place to visit once in a lifetime at least. And we do 1 week project over there, developing the branding and the strategy of communication for a hotel and a restaurant high up in the mountain. So we had the opportunity of visiting the island, and we do this every year. Normally, the first year we do a real project outside for 2 or 3 days, and second year is 1 week. I guess next year we are doing the project for second year in Portugal, and first year we probably going to Valencia. So we are always connecting with companies that are interested to have our student for a week and developing a project. This is part of the experience of studying with us. Of course, all what I mentioned is covered. All these trips, all the software, the licenses for your software, everything is covered. The studio when we do photography, traveling to France when you do some exchange with our students in France, and you are gonna be in France, and the French student coming to Barcelona. So we have a lot of different experiences, but everything is covered by school. Some of the companies that collaborate with us in digital design and also in animation, maybe you know some of this, probably very big and international companies like TVWA or Ogilvy, or a lot of these companies you probably know from video game studios or advertising companies. So all these companies have collaborated with us, and we are in contact with them. So every year we have the feedback, and we have our students working in these companies. We have also the scholarship Erasmus Plus. Erasmus Plus is a scholarship that the European community offers to students that who want to do the internship, so the professional practice, outside the country they are studying. So for instance, you are coming to study with us to Barcelona. From second and third year, you're gonna do some part of your curriculum is gonna be working in professional companies. So this means that you might get a scholarship Erasmus Plus to support yourself. For instance, if you are doing this internship in Germany, so you are receiving extra of what you have, Erasmus Plus scholarship that we might get for you. I think with this, we are finishing the presentation. Thank you for listening long presentation. And now Albert, that is the person in charge for admission and stuff. I have seen some question about admission. In the end, we will answer all the questions. But Albert, before we'll explain you a little bit how to apply and how to get all the information. So I'll wait for your question at the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Pablo. As the person in charge of admissions at the school, and taking into account that Pablo's explanation has been very complete, I won't go on too long, so that there is enough time for Nicola to explain his experience, and you can ask any questions you may have. Very briefly, I just wanted to tell you two important things for international students. The first is that as international school, every year we receive many students from all over the world. And I know that common concern has to do with there are common concern, no? That has to do with issues such as visas, accommodation in Barcelona, and this kind of things, okay? Although coming to live the experience of studying for 3 years in this wonderful city that is Barcelona, I understand that it can also cause concern, and I wanted to send you a message of tranquility with this issue. Barcelona is an open city where people of all origins coexist, and it's not complicated to make a place for yourself in it. No? And in L'Idem, we have a community that will welcome you with open arms. We are people from, as I say, from all over the world. At L'Idem, we have an academic management department that supports international students in these aspects, okay? Once you are enrolled, we provide you with all the necessary documentation for the visa process for those students who need it. We also support you with the arrival to live in Barcelona. We have agreements with several student residences and with room providers in shared apartments. We also have forums where our students share their needs to get together in rented apartments, for example. So don't worry about it, okay? Another topic that is sure to interest you is the admission process and the price and the scholarships available. In order to apply to the bachelor program in international digital design, you need to have complete your high school, okay? And to apply for a place, we will ask you your high school grades, a creative portfolio, and a letter of motivation, okay? Once we have all this documentation, our academic department reviews it and checks the adequacy to the program. And if everything is okay, you will receive a communication that you have been admitted and you can proceed to formalize the enrollment. The price of the degree is 9,002 euros per year, okay? But this year, we have launched 10 international design talent scholarships that cover 35% of the entire training. With one of these scholarships, the price is 5,980 euros per year. Okay, these scholarships are awarded to international students who have passed the admission process in order of enrollment until they run out. Okay. But those of you who are interested in more information about the scholarships and the admission process in a more personalized way, at the end of the webinar, you will receive an email with our contact, and I will be happy to schedule an individual online information meeting and to answer all the questions that in an individual way you have. Okay, and well, that is what I wanted to tell you. So I pass the word to Nicola, who surely has more interesting things to tell you since he's living in first person this experience. So thank you.
So, hello, my name is Nicola. I'm a student currently studying second year in a design course. And not to bore you for too long, seeing as you're already here for 45 minutes. Um, in general, my satisfaction with the whole program is phenomenal. I come from a Balkan country in the east, so adjusting was a bit tough. But once you get used to it, life here is very good. The school does the best it can do to accommodate and help us. And I think the most important part to speak about is the whole curriculum and the program we have. And near the beginning, I didn't expect us to cover so much. I had a little experience with some of the Adobe programs that I'd touched myself. But after we started working, the whole area of design was so broad. And in general, we've been covering completely everything from typography and text to video editing to photo shooting. And I think that my horizons have been so broadened and expanded that my view when I go outside now and I see a billboard or anything has been completely changed, like from this point on forever, but in a positive way, of course. Um, my understanding for everything now that I see around me is so much more broad, in a way that I didn't expect to happen. There's so many more insights in design, and it's not just, put a text on an image. There's a lot of thought to it. There's a lot of creativity, and this curriculum here has shown me how to express the creativity and how to kind of depict yourself and make something of yourself, without the requirement of having to particularly study a book or something. It's very open, it's very free. All of my classmates have been phenomenal. um, Currently we are 8 in total. Of all of us, we're different ages. I'm currently 20. We have a 35-year-old, I believe. And we all have a amazing time in class, and all of the professors, they spend the time to teach us properly. If we have a misunderstanding or don't comprehend something, they always spend the time to sort of guide us in the right direction. And there isn't really any like answers given to us. It's more of us discovering how we want to move forward in this journey, which I believe is the best aspect out of everything here. um, and in general, my experience has been way more than positive.
Thank you, Nicola, for sharing your experience. And well, Nicola's one of our best students. We love him so much. In the end, after 3 years, we know each other, and we are kind of a big family, and always happy to create and develop your talent together. So I think we are done, and we can answer the questions, if you agree.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for the presentation. I think it was really interesting, and I think that gave to the students a pretty accurate overview of the university and of the life in Barcelona. So let's go straight to the questions. The first one is, I think you partially answered to this question, but I don't know if you want to have something more.
Yes,
Do you require minimum level of English?
Yes, well, the minimum level is, if you still here listening to us, you're ready to start studying with us. Of course, you are gonna have all the subjects in English, and we start with basic level. And during the 3 years, you also will study the subject English. So you are not gonna study only the subject for the curriculum, but also studying English and a second language, because we ask for a second language. If you are a Spanish native speaker, you will study also French. And if you don't speak Spanish, so you will also learn Spanish. So we have English for everybody and Spanish or French, depending if you speak already Spanish or not. And but the best thing is you are gonna be the whole week speaking to your professor, to your classmates in English, getting all this information in English. So at some point after a few weeks, you are gonna be fluent. Maybe not perfect talking English, but fluent. And with the years, after 3 years course, you are speaking very good English. Actually, Nicola is even speaking better than us and the professors, because at some point the professors are working, they speak English and very good English, but they are with the student maybe 3 or 6 hours a week, but they are there the whole week with the class, with their classmates, so they speak every day English, so English becomes what I mean is don't worry too much about English. As long you have a basic level or intermediate level to understand this conversation, you are ready to start studying with us. Not a problem. We don't request any certificate for this.
Okay, great, thank you. And the next one is it long, the process for the admission? How many weeks it takes usually?
Well, the admission process is not long. It's not long at all. Once the documentation has been sent, it will be solved in a few days. Normally, in 2 or 3 days, we have the resolution of this admission process. So no, it's not long.
Great, thank you. And do you think the life in Barcelona is really expensive? Do you offer some part-time jobs while studying?
Barcelona is expensive as Europe can be. Of course, it's not the most expensive city in Europe. Actually, there are so much more expensive cities. Maybe it's one of the most expensive in Spain, next to Madrid, maybe. But it's a very affordable, I think, cost for being in Barcelona. Is don't really know how to say if this is expensive or not. What I can tell you is if you wanna work, your student visa allows you to work. Otherwise, you have European citizenship, you can work. Working part-time or a few hours, you might cover your expenses. Wouldn't say that is too expensive, Barcelona. Of course, it's not the cheapest city in Europe, but I think it's fine.
Fantastic. And are there any specific academic or professional backgrounds that the university values in applicants?
No,
What
we sorry, or me.
No, sorry, you go.
No. What we value most to access the training is the passion for the arts and design. So motivation and artistic interest that are much more important than technical knowledge, because these are taught in the bachelor program. So we look for this, for motivation, for passion for this sector, and this is the most important.
Thank you. And do I need to submit a letter of recommendation in the application? Sorry.
No, it's not mandatory. It's a plus if you want, but as I said, the most important for us is you have to do this motivation letter in your portfolio, because we look for this motivation and this interest. So yeah, if it's not mandatory, the recommendation letter.
Yeah. Let me clarify that the portfolio we are asking for is not a professional portfolio. It's not even a portfolio showing projects you have done in high school. If you have, that is great. If you are coming from artistic high school, great. You show your portfolio, but this can include some website you develop, some drawings you do, some photos of your holidays, or if you like to do some kind of artistic photography, or even if you do music, all what is related to art and creativity is part of your portfolio. So you compile your portfolio with this kind of artwork.
Thank you. And I think this also answered to the next question we had about the portfolio. And do you offer internships with the companies?
Yes, it's not that we offer the internship. I explain you this because there are some confusions sometimes, and I warn everybody that if the school is telling you that is giving you internships, they are probably lying, because it's not that the school can get internships for the students. The students are who have to apply for the internship. So you have to look for your own internship. What we do is we help our students to get those internships. How we get this? First, providing a list of companies that normally collaborate with us. Secondly, in case this company requires a recommendation or something, I personally do the recommendation. Third, let's say you are looking for an internship and it's hard for you to find, or you are not getting the answers. I personally help you looking and contacting companies that might offer internship for you. But it's not that a school can provide internship in company. That doesn't exist, and I want you be careful when someone offers you something like that, because it's not true, because the internship is an agreement between the student and the company. The school can only facilitate, can only help to make this possible.
Thank you. And we have the last two questions that are: the scholarships are valid for people from Latin America?
Yeah, of course. yes. It's for international students from Latin America, from Europe, from Australia, from all over the world. It's not, there's not
Latin American especially welcome, because I'm Latin American. I'm from Argentina.
Okay, great. And the last one is if the one that gained the scholarships can work part-time in Spain.
Yes.
Yes, because the scholarship consists in a discount in the cost of the program. Is not, so there's no problem with that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, fantastic. I think that we have answered to all the questions we have. And so, first of all, I want to thank our panelists for the interesting debate, and thank everyone for joining us and for your questions. I'd like to remind you that if you're interested in receiving a certificate of attendance by Doxity, you can click on the link that I'm sending in the chat right now and request it. And before we say goodbye, I'd like to ask our panelists if they would like to leave our participants with a message, maybe Pablo, Albert, or Nicola as well.
Well, sorry. Firstly, because there's one more question, and so I
Sorry.
will answer this question as,
of course,
if we provide the visa to allow the student also work part-time. I explain you something very quickly. If you are not an European citizen, if you don't have citizenship of Europe, you come here as a student. With your student visa, what you need for your student visa, that depends of each country, because it's different, the agreements the countries have. But in general, this is of course you have to check this information. But in general, what happens is the school provides a letter saying that we are accepting you as a student, and with this you apply for the student visa with the Spanish government. This student visa will allow you to work a certain amount of hours per week. And this is different depending the agreement between Spain and your country of residence. But it's not that we provide the visa. The visa is provided by the government. So we can help explaining the government that you are coming to study with us.
Of course. Thank you. So again, thank you for being with us today, and thank you for joining us. You will receive an email with all the contact information from L'Idem Barcelona. So if you have any more questions, you can write them, and you will of course receive an answer. And so I hope to see you again in the next webinar organized by Doxity, maybe in partnership with L'Idem as well. And have a nice day. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.